The Prime Minister has been accused of behaving irresponsibly by spreading what he's called anecdotes about New Zealanders not being able to fill local jobs because they can't pass required drug tests. This is off the back, of course, of yesterday's release of immigration figures showing another record high. Bill English said yesterday he hears from employers 2 or 3 times a week that they're struggling to find enough local workers to fill job vacancies, in many cases because the applicants fail drug tests. And today, when he was asked about his claims by reporters, Mr. English denied that he's scapegoating a few drug users to try to take attention off those immigration figures.
We're certainly not doing that. We're describing one factor among many that's been a hurdle for young people getting work. I mean, just go and ask the businesses in horticulture and forestry, a lot of factory work. I mean, they'll tell you about what the problems aren't, what they are. They're the employers and they're making decisions about who they can employ, and so we set a bit of store by that.
Prime Minister, you've made those statements without any firm figures. It's just anecdotal evidence. You would accept that? You've got no firm figures whatsoever in saying that what you have?
Well, as I said yesterday, it was anecdotal evidence. If people are implying that somehow this doesn't happen, they should go and visit some workplaces. But the point here is that there is a pretty comprehensive support system in place. So if someone is unemployed in New Zealand, there's a number of schemes and opportunities, and for quite a few of them, personal support to help them get work.
Bill English talking a short time ago. So what are the facts here? Anecdotage is one thing. What do the numbers actually say? Our reporter Benedict Collins has been in pursuit of these numbers, and he's got some. And he's beaming in from Parliament now. Benedict, welcome. What do you know? What do the numbers say, and what are the numbers?
Yeah, right. So what I've done today is I've gone to the Ministry of Social Development and I've requested the numbers of basically job seekers who have been looking for jobs who have failed drug tests over the last 3 years. So what we've found out is that 466 beneficiaries have failed drug tests over the last 3 years. Now, what I can also tell you is that they carry out about 30,000 tests a year. So we're talking way less than, we're talking about sort of half of 1% here in terms of the failure rates. Very, very low.
Okay. So if you've had somewhere between 400 and 500 failures over the past 3 years and somewhere between 30,000 tests a year, what is Bill English talking about? And are these figures a direct contradiction of what he was saying yesterday and then again a short time ago?
Well, I mean, this is the government data that we hold, right? So, I mean, we're not finding out exactly what's going on in the private sector, but definitely the data that the government holds shows it's a very, very small problem, very few. Hey, and also Ministry of Social Development, they've told us today, hey, some of these beneficiaries represent more than one of the failed. They may have failed more than once here. So it doesn't mean that 466 individual people have failed. Some of those will be represented twice. So the numbers are just tiny when you think that over the last 3 years, roughly 90,000 people, beneficiaries, have been tested looking for work.
Right, can we clarify those numbers? So roughly 90,000 beneficiaries we're talking about here have been tested. There have been a total of 466 failures, but they may include multiple failures by the same person.
That's right, that's right. Hey, I've had a chat with the Drug Foundation today, and they've said, hey, they just think the Prime Minister's been so irresponsible here. He's saying, I've got these anecdotes, that Kiwi businesses are finding it hard to employ Kiwis because they're failing all the tests. He says, he's trying to paint young people as, stoners sitting on the couch, not able to work, and yet at the same time the government holds data that shows, it's almost not a problem whatsoever.
Our political reporter Benedict Collins joining us live from Parliament with some actual numbers. Thank you, Benedict.